we can't just say, here's God and he'll fix it all. Like, you have to give tactical things like a counselor to help with that.
That's what they do. They come in, and then when they share their hurts, well, Jesus is the great physician, and so you should just definitely put your trust in him. He will heal all. To me, that's just kind of I don't give a shit what your problem is. I'm just going to all over you the religious nonsense, and you're just going to have to suck it up. No wonder people feel hurt by the church. No wonder they run in droves, because it's one thing to share your hurt and be vulnerable like that. But then to be told, well, we talked about this last week, just trust God more, he'll take care of it. Or like your grandma, I just feel like everything's going to work out in the end, that she always said to you. Or, well, you just need to trust in God more. We talked about that one as well. It's just, to me, I think the church has been derelict. I don't think God is happy that hurt people are not getting the help that they need. Now, I'm not saying that every single church needs to become this therapy session, just constantly therapizing, but it may not be a bad idea to have on hand for those really bad cases.
Why not? Why not? Is that not what church is supposed to be? A place for you to find hope and joy and passion and to be free from your sadness and from your bondage. Is that not what church is supposed to be? That's what I taught. I was taught what church is supposed to be, but I didn't get that. I didn't get freedom and hope and joy. I got shame and more hurt and more faith shit covering is what I got. You should just have faith.
You guys tried the Paleo Valley beef sticks? These beef sticks are 100% grass-fed and grass-finished, and many of the grass-fed beef sticks on the market today are actually finished with grains. They use beef sourced from small domestic farms in the United States. They only use real organic spices to flavor the beef sticks versus all the conventional spices sprayed with pesticides and other natural flavors from GMO. They also ferment the sticks, which creates naturally occurring probiotics, all great for your gut health, and best of all, they taste amazing. Again, they're Paleo Valley, my favorite beef stick on the market today. Go check them out, you guys. PaleoValley.com. Use the coupon code Jimmy at checkout for 15% off your first order. Paleo Valley beef sticks.
Yeah, and therein lies the problem. I think the church has done a decent job of when people are feeling down and bad and hurting, they go there. Where they've been derelict is once they're there, the answer is not the answer. Now, they say the answer, referring to Jesus, but they don't give real life, hey, I see you as a human. I see the hurt. Now, I'm not saying, please, if you're a Christian and you're in a good church where you got a need and people are coming to your rescue financially, giving you the love and the therapy and the things you need, I'm not saying that doesn't happen. I have seen it happen in churches that I've been a part of. But the norm is you've got to hurt, trust Jesus more, give it to him, he'll heal all, you just need to blah, blah, blah. And I don't think that serves any good purpose. I mean, maybe it would be wonderful to have licensed therapists on hand, but I think they'd be working nonstop. Plus, you kind of come into they have to get paid somehow, and do you pay them through the tithes that come in through the church, or would they pay some fee it'd be a little logistical stuff, but I think it would be incredible, and people would actually be more receptive to the gospel if they felt like they were healing some of the parts of their hurt from the past, even hurt from churches in the past, like you and me have been hurt by the churches in the past. It might actually grow Christianity. Like, I feel like we're tapping into something here that this is what you and I have been talking about the last 2 weeks is there's a lot of hurt people out there that aren't getting help. And if they're not getting help from you, they're going to seek it elsewhere. And then the church dies.
Yes. I think there is a local church here that does have a staff, not just one, but a staff of Christian counselors. I'm okay with Christian counselors. I'm okay with them as long as they are certified counselors and certified mental health specialists.
Most are not. Most are certified in a Christian counseling, but they don't have training in therapy, which
Yeah.
licensed therapists would have. So I agree with you. I think that's wonderful.
And personally, like, I would be more willing to go to a physical church, pay tithes, do all of the things, the ABC, if I knew that people off the street who were hurting and broken and needed help had access to therapy, had free access to therapy. I would 100% spend as much money as I could to make that a thing.
How many churches do like outreach programs trying to reach people? Can you imagine if you open it up to the community, you got hurt in your past that you just don't really know how to handle it? Come on in. We got free counselors that are licensed therapists. We would love to help you, love on you, be Jesus to you. You could say it in that many words. Do you know people that if we got help would join that church? And how much money is spent on potluck dinners and Ferris wheel on the grounds for the kids and trying to attack, and then trunk or treat around Halloween and all these things that are a lot of money spent on. Hire counselors, offer it to the community, and watch what happens.
It goes back to kind of what we said last week of that it's a temporary release. Like when they have these trunk or treats or these things, it's a temporary to make you feel better. Okay, here's your thing. And maybe it does kind of shove it down a little bit. Maybe it does kind of, if I go to a trunk or treat with my kids, yeah, I'm feeling happy for that hour. But why can we not give tactical advice on, for example, the only answer I've ever gotten when it came to anxiety and depression from the church is you don't trust Jesus enough. That is the absolute only response I've ever gotten. Instead, if someone had an on staff, now, I'm in a place where I can afford therapy right now, but for out of 28 years of my life, 27 of them, I couldn't afford therapy, And so, and like, let's be honest, like I really can only afford it because I have insurance. Like it's still, therapy is extremely expensive. And so the people who don't have the money for therapy, giving them that option of come here instead of, I would rather give someone therapy than, let's have candy. That goes a whole nother level that I have with the church, but whatever. Oh gosh. We're supposed to be taking care of our bodies. Here's candy. You're a temple. You're a temple. Don't drink alcohol. You're a temple. Don't smoke. Here's your candy. Ugh. Sorry.
No. We hit gluttony last week. That's for sure.
Yeah.
I'm thinking back just 2 years ago in my life. I went to the local church and told them about a thing I was going through, the really difficult thing I was going through. I'm just going to say it. I'm tired of playing games. I left my wife. And I told them, and I got one call on a voicemail. Hey, heard you're going through marital issues. Can we help? I called back. Never heard back. So here's somebody pouring their heart out to the church. And I remember that church for a little while. And yes, we're divorced now. And so like I got no help from the church. This woman right here was more the church to me than anybody.
Same.
Disgusting.
Yeah. Same. And like you and I, and the conversations that you and I have had, and how this freaking podcast was born was out of you and me having so much hurt. And the church was tied into that with our hurt. And we found solace in each other, and we've therapied each other. And anytime I'm down, you're there, or you're down, I'm there. And like, we've just had this conversation where we tell each other all of these things, and we take it one step deeper. And that's something that the church is missing, because the church to me is so surface level. They don't want to go deeper because it's too much. It's too much. And I hear you and I are begging, please, I want help. I'm sure there was a time where you wanted so much help within your marriage, and you were like crying out for, please, somebody help me. I don't know what to do here. And it just got to the point where no one was helping. No one was giving you answers. The church was just gaslighting you. So further and further and further it went until there was no way out.
Nobody cared because you're married, and so therefore everything's okay. Like, and they would pay the lip service to, well, if you're having trouble, come see us. And it's like, I did. And what happened? Like, I literally never heard back anything. Am I supposed to harangue them over and over for help? I feel like I cried out for help. I got a call back, but I missed the call, left a message. I'm not trying to blame the church, but that if people fall through the cracks, and I was a longtime member of that church for like almost 15, 20 years. It's not like I was just somebody they didn't know. I was a known entity there. Anyway, I still have hurt from that. And then another church where the pastor, and I gave money and was really good to that church, hasn't said one word to me since I left. And to me, like, that's the kind of stuff, and we're going long again. I'm trying to end this today, but I don't know. I'll tell you what, guys, we're going to go ahead and go over a little bit on Instagram. If you're watching this, you're going to have to go to YouTube to watch the last little bit. I'm not stopping the recording, but on Instagram, I can only put an hour. So you'll get about an hour worth on Instagram, or I think I can put the whole thing on Facebook, and then definitely on YouTube. So Instagram people, go watch it on YouTube, the rest of it. But we're going to keep talking until we finish. I don't want to stop the flow of what, because we still have more to talk about. And for listening on the podcast, sorry, I got emotional because that's been burdening me. And it's part of why I wanted to bring up this man-made rules of Christianity thing. Is the church hurt me the last 2 years in the hardest thing I ever went through in my life. Fuck you. I needed you.
Yeah.
You abandoned me. Did God abandon me? No. I still feel his presence, but it's because I have that relationship. But the people that he has called to be his servants, I'm sorry, you failed. Not all churches. I get it. You love your church. You love your pastor. They're wonderful. They're shepherd. Blah, blah, blah. Good. I'm glad they didn't fail you. They fucking failed Jimmy Moore.
Yes.
I'm just at a loss for words. Keep talking.
Yeah. So the last year, like I've been there and I've watched everything that I've literally, I'm not priding myself here, but I was the church for you. You were the church for me, because I was hurt on the same level in a different way that you have been by the church. Just reaching out and begging, please, I'm looking for help here. I need you. I need you to be what you told me you are. Yeah. And you weren't. And you let me down. Time and time and time and time again, I have been let down and let down and let down. And then that's when people go, well, that's because the church are people and the people are going to let you down. Okay, exactly. That's my point. That's why I left, because they're continuing to let me down, let me down, let me down. And on the days where I can find myself to separate myself from what the church taught me, and I can see the Jesus that I see, and when I can believe, when I can bring myself to believe, I attach myself to that and go, you know what? This is it. This is where I find solace. This is where I find peace and love and understanding and compassion, and not judgment and fear and complete and total abandonment, which is what you went through. Complete and total abandonment. And that is not what I was told the church was. And yeah, I'm right there with you of fuck you guys. I am sad for you to watch what you have gone through the last 2 years, and within friendships and church and everything else that has just walked away, because how dare you?
And family.
Yeah, family. Yeah. Family that was tied up in the church.
All of it is tied together to what we've been talking about these last 2 weeks. And I won't apologize for being emotional. That was some heavy shit, guys. Like Brittany will tell you, because she's been there every step of the way. I could not have been more hurt by an entity than I was the Christian church. And while I still believe in God, it shook me. Like, listen, you've gone through stuff that's shaken you. Brittany's articulated it. I'm articulating it now. If the Christian church hurts people, they're not being very, as you said, Christ-like, Christian. What's the point, Christian church? Like, get your act together. And again, you got a great church, you got great congregation. Good for you. Tell me about it. I would love to hear your stories.